Hey there, this is Kid again. This time we looked at an IBHL. Alright, HL question. This is taken from 2013, time zone 2. Again, paper 1. I like paper 1 more math related, while I just pressing calculator. This is a question simply on function. If you know how to do it, it's actually quite a simple question. So I just want to demonstrate some technique while dealing with this kind of question. What kind? Inequality. How do you prove that something is bigger than some other stuff? The idea is actually quite simple. If something is bigger than the other thing, when you do subtraction from it, so it's like when you do fx minus 1, when one thing is bigger than the other thing, the difference must then be bigger than 0. So just by considering this, to see if this is true, we would have proved what they want us to show. So this is my idea. So let's consider fx minus 1. So fx minus 1. Fx is given 3 to the power of x plus 1 divided by 3 to the power of x minus 3. X plus 1. So we do the simple stuff, get a common denominator, actually try to them up. So well, this is an HL question. So I assume you're an HL student or better, and so it's almost real time. I do it quicker, unlike the other videos. So what we see is 3 to the power of x minus 3 to the power of x cancel each other. So you end up having 1 plus 3 to the power of negative x. Okay, you end up having this. Now what you want is you want the thing to be bigger than 0. So what you need to do is you need to consider if what you got here is bigger than 0. If this is already bigger than 0, we are good to go. And also you need to check that the domain of x, we would see that x is guaranteed to be bigger than 0. So you need to think about if x is bigger than 0, what would happen is 3 to the power of x is positive, 3 to the power of negative x, even if x is negative, negative powers mean 1 over, right? This is still positive. And the good thing is 3 to the power of x minus 3 to the power of minus x, given that x is positive, 3 to the power of x must be bigger. You can see that 3 to the power of x must be bigger than 3 to the power of negative x. Okay, simply because 3 to the power of 4 is of course bigger than 3 to the power of negative 4, which is 3 to the power of 1 over 3 to the power of 4. This is a fraction. This is like 81, it's much bigger. And also we can see that the top is also guaranteed to be positive. 1 is positive, and this is also positive. Positive plus positive is positive. So we can conclude that if you subtract here 3 minus 3 to the power of negative x is bigger than 0, simply because this is bigger than this, and also the top is positive, which means the whole thing must also be positive. Positive divided by positive is positive, so this is bigger than 0. And that's it. That means that fx is bigger than 1. Okay, not too hard, right? So if you know how to consider this, it would be fine. So the second part, we want to solve the equation fx equal to 4. Fx equal to 4. That's not hard. Just equate it. Okay. So this is fx equal to 4. We multiply the bottom to the other side. So 4 times this. So even though this is HL, I don't expect you to make this kind of mistake. Let's talk about this. What you don't do is you multiply 4 in and think this would be the same as 12x, 12 to the power of x. That is totally not true. Don't do that. Okay? Yeah. And what you do is, of course, this is in 3 to the power of x. This is also 3 to the power of x. We subtract this to the other side. So it's like 4 of them minus 1 of them. So you end up having 3 of them. And for some reason, I would minus x to this side as well. How do we do the equation like this? The idea is the fact that we see 3 to the power of negative x. Okay. For this reason, we would multiply both sides by 3 to the power of x. For the left hand side, anything times 0 is 0, so this is still 0, equal to multiply this in 3 to the power of x times 3 to the power of x is 3 to the power of x squared, which of course is 3 to the power of 2x, right? So you multiply this in is 3 times 3 to the power of 2x minus 3 to the power of negative x times 3 to the power of x, negative x times 3 to the power of x, equals to, you add them up, right? You add up the power negative x plus x, which is 0, 3 to the power of 0 is 1, 4 times 1 is 4. So that's it, just a 4, minus 3 to the power of x. Now it shouldn't be hard to see why I do that. Right? It would be nicely a quadratic. I hope you can see this. This can be formed to be a quadratic. Okay, let me put it strict. Okay, so 3 times 3 to 2x minus 3 to the power of x minus 4. If we consider this to be a variable, this is 3 times that thing squared minus that thing minus 4. This is nicely a quadratic. So I also assume you can do quadratic readily, right? So this is a paper 1, so don't use a calculator anyway. Okay, is this right? Yeah, I think so. Oh no, I made a mistake. Oh, how to get it? 3 minus 4 plus 3. Oh, I was right. Okay, let me do this again. Okay, so you do factorization. Okay, so therefore, okay, the third thing is 0 minus 1 or 3 to the power of x equal to plus 4 divided by 3. Okay, they look for the value of x, right? So 3 to the power of x equal to negative 1. Okay, you don't need me to tell you this is not possible. So I will reject this because 3 is positive. Positive number to no matter what power is positive. No way to be negative. For this to find x, we will need log. This is exponential, right? You have the unknown on top in the index part. So it's called exponential. So you log both sides. Doesn't really matter what kind of base you use. Drop x down. Divide log 3 to the other side. Okay. And since it's paper 1, they do not expect you to be able to find this value. So I think this is good enough to stop here. While if you really hate that there are 2 logs, okay, you can use the change base formula to do this. Alright. I hope you understand why. Oops. I hope you understand why. That's because log b base a equals to log b over log a. This is the change base formula, which can be found in the formula booklet. So you can take this as b, this as a, so you will have log b base a, which is also okay. Okay. The marking scheme accepts both as answers. So although it kind of taken a little bit too long, much longer than what the answer sheet give me, but that's because my marker is kind of thicker than pens. So this is it. This is my breakdown to this question. So the hard part should be only part A. How do you prove that some function is bigger than 1? I would consider minusing it, and I want to show that this difference is bigger than 0. That's the go-to way to prove inequality. One of the go-to way, it should be a good way. So other than that, part B should be usual, just normal stuff. So that's it.